Okay, so let me tell you, you see this green thing on my neck? I stopped at Old Navy. Only paid $7.99 for it. But here's the thing, when I was going, I got on the bus and the train. It was freezing. Come back, nothing. I didn't even need it. But hey, because I already got stuff that I can put on. All right, we're going to sit in here for a little while, then we leave and go. Okay, so we're going to sit in the park so I can talk a little about yesterday. So, I'm going to drink Elizabeth. Well, let me, because this is dirty, I'm going to put this down there. Okay, so you ready to go? So, oh my goodness. Remind me of Elizabeth when she was little. She said, oh my goodness. Give me some water. Oh, excuse me.
Hi, Nana.
Hi, baby.
I'm up here.
Yeah. That's her. All right, so, oh, that air, that heat underneath the mask. All right, then I got this on my. Okay, so let's go. All right, so yesterday was church, right? We was, what time is it? Because I want to make sure I get in the house to say my prayers. Okay. This is our week of prayer. So it's a nice day. It's not too hot. And to be honest, I could go to church tonight. But after what happened yesterday, prayer was shut down. Elizabeth? Elizabeth? Stay in my sight so I can see you. Go ahead, play, but make sure I can see you. So, let me tell you what happened. Okay, I can't remember the song that was being played at the time, right? But after the song finished, I mean, it didn't really finish. It kind of like slowed up. Not slow and beat, but like, you know how a song getting ready to stop? Excuse me. Song getting ready to stop, right? So I don't really wanna. Let me stay focused. Okay, so the song getting ready to stop, right? And they kept going. Oh, I'm sitting right in the sun. They kept going. Right? Kept going. Kept going. And then, you know, I was kind of like paying attention to, okay, my eyebrow came off, right? Spot up here. Let me see if I got an eyebrow pencil. Because I got to make sure I can get a pencil. Ah! Nice ball. I tell. Right here, let's see. That's my arch right there. Then I come down. Alright, I don't know whether that's right or not, but I really don't care. Let's go over here. Y'all are one that can really see. Oh, I kind of like made too much, huh? Elizabeth? What you doing? What you doing? What you doing down there?
I'm just writing on the, round.
Why are you putting your fingers on the dirt? Cut it out. We're going to go in the house. Cut it out. You want to play. Don't be touching stuff. That's dirty. You hear me?
Yes.
So go play. You want to play?
Yeah.
All right then. All right, so that's all I'm going to do right now. If it looks busted, excuse me. Don't pay attention to my eyebrow. All right, so I'm going to take out my key. So now, Michelle, if y'all remember the story about Michelle, I gotta kind of go just do one video on her. So I can't, this video is about her, but there's a whole lot more to it that I think caused the people to cause this particular person to respond the way they did. Where is my key? All right, there you go. So now we are, the song kind of like closed down, calmed down, whatever you want to call it. And I don't really feel good with that down there like that. And dang, I am so distracted right now. All right, so let me stay focused. So now, so we are in, so they act, what's the name is, song is going down, so Taisha was shouting, that's the bishop's granddaughter. And but she couldn't shout like she wanted. The Lord couldn't do what he wanted to do with her because her heels was too high. They had to be a good 6 inches, 7 inches. So now, once that, she still, thank you, Jesus, whatever. But I kept looking at her and I kept looking at Michelle. Excuse me, and I kept looking back and forth at Michelle to the point she had her eyes closed, she had her hands up, but in my spirit it was like she was going to tarry, like she wanted to tarry. So I sat in my seat for a while, but then after a while, when she started moving back and forth to the point where she was pushing the chair, the bench, the pew, whatever you want to call it, I got up. Me and another evangelist got up. So we got up. I walked over to her, and the other evangelist was in front of her. So she just walked a little few steps towards her. And then she really started crying. She became very limp-like, Her hands went down like she didn't have no strength or nothing. She was crying and stuff. And she wound up walking over to the altar. Okay, in the commence of her doing such, I got distracted. Whatever the case may be, I was doing whatever I had to do. And there was some type of paper going back and forth, like a note that needed. I saw that, and I was saying to myself, wow, that note must be very important for everybody to be doing what they're doing, because, and this is a tarry service, and nobody seemed interested into helping this young lady go through. So, me and the evangelist went walking towards the altar. The missionary confronted me, approached me, signaled to me, and told me to go get the sheet to wrap her around because, her dress was kind of short. And they didn't want her to fall down, whatever. So I went back, got the sheet. Upon coming back, she was already on her knees at the altar. So I went over and I commenced to wrap her up in the sheet, wrap her around her body and underneath her legs, underneath the pillow legs, so that the sheet would move, right? So I stands up. Well, I'm still standing up. I'm looking at my bishop. My bishop looked like he wanted to tell somebody something. So I'm looking at him like in other words, I'm saying, I'm here. What you want to say? He overlooking me. He not saying nothing to me. Well, that's actually the first time he actually ever, as I can remember and recall, him looking directly in my face, knowing that he wants somebody to do something, and he overlooked me. So I didn't think nothing about it. I was like, I'm like versatile. I was like, all right, you don't want to tell me, then let me move on. Let me go on. So I turned my attention back to Michelle. She's down on the altar and she's calling Jesus, right? And being that she went through the process of tarrying, she knows exactly how to do it. She knows exactly how to tarry. So it's as she used the term, this ain't her first rodeo. So she's calling Jesus. So now all this note is being a distraction right now. So Michelle's mother got the note. Michelle's mother go give it to Cheryl. Cheryl gets the note, go back to her seat. Bishop gets up. And I'm now we're face to face. And I know he wants somebody, but I don't know who he wants. Apparently it ain't me. So he's overlooking me because I'm saying to him, okay, what is it? Who you want? Let me help you. He's overlooking me and he's trying to get Cheryl's attention, who's about maybe a good 3 feet away from him, and I'm just a feet away, not even a feet, maybe a foot, and if I got the right measurement. So he goes over to the podium. The podium is about a foot away from me. Michelle is right there by me, and Cheryl is further away from me. So when I realize that it's Cheryl that he wants, so I give Cheryl, signal Cheryl. Cheryl looks at me, and I point up to Bishop. She goes over to Bishop. Bishop, I guess, give him whatever it is. And here's the thing. No, she goes over to Bishop, and Bishop says whatever he's going to say to her. And then she comes back to her place where she was, go in her bag, and she come and give me the paper that's been such a distraction for the past 5 minutes. So she gives me the paper, and I say, this for me? Because I'm saying, well, if it's for me, then why, whatever. Why is it going around? And I'm looking at Bishop, and Bishop ain't saying nothing. So I'm like, this must be really important. He don't want me to know it's from him, like that, right? I just got bit by a mosquito. So I take the paper, I put on my specs, and I go and I read it, thinking it's some kind of note. It's somebody's number, and the number belonged to a person that had called me, I think early that morning, right? But he called me on Facebook Messenger, right? So now I fold up. Now, mind you, everybody, Michelle is still down on the altar. Evangelist Odom is next to her. Missionary Stevens is now over there. So now I walk around Missionary Stevens. Michelle's mother got some paper towels to wipe Michelle's face as she tarry. And I'm being in very detail because, for those who don't know about Tarry. What's wrong?
Nana,
Yeah?
when I have,
You want to take that off? Okay, take it off.
finally.
Go ahead. So, as I said, I'm being in very detail because I want you to know, separate the people so you'll be able to understand when I say this person, then you'll be able to put what I'm saying with the actual person. So that's why I'm saying people names and being in tell of what's being done, because the outcome to everybody's action or to my leader's action led up to his actions towards me from the beginning. But at the beginning, I didn't know what was going on. So, all right, got the paper. So now I walks away and I go, my back is turned to everybody, and I walk away and I go to my bag to put the paper in my bag. I turn back around. I see. What you want from your bag, Elizabeth?
Let me show you. Where do I?
What you want from your bag, Elizabeth?
I want my snacks from here.
What snacks? Your mother put snacks in there?
No, remember that we was at the nail salon and then the girl gave me these?
Okay, so get them. Come on now, I'm going to go in the house. If you don't want to play, I'm going to go in the house. You're being a distraction right now. If you want to play, you say you wanted to come to the park. You can't play with this. You want to play? Come on, we going home. No, I'm not dealing with this. You want to play?
Yeah.
All right, then go play. You see I'm making a video. That's what the deal is. You see she think I'm on the phone. So for those who got kids, know that kids want to be a distraction when you trying to focus on what you're doing. But anyway, so now So when I turned my back to walk to walk to drop off the paper and put it in my bag, when I turned around, I saw, yeah, the sun is right in my face. I sat in the wrong spot. What was I gonna say? So they my back is to them. So when I turn around, I see Evangelist Odom and Cheryl picking up Michelle, but they having a hard time picking up Michelle. They can't pick her up, right? So I walk over to them, and now mind you, when I turned, I forgot this part. When I turned around from putting the paper in my bag, I'm walking back towards the altar where Michelle is and everybody at. And I look up towards the pulpit. Bishop done moved from where he was standing, where he was real close to me, and he's back sitting in his seat. And I see Odom talking to him. So she's talking to him, and she's looking like up, I guess, to see if I'm paying attention. But to be honest, I wasn't. My interest was on the soul, right? Because ain't nobody was talking to me but Cheryl. So anyway, we went back on over. So now when I come back over, because I guess she comes down and she goes over to her. So now I'm walking up now, and I'm behind Michelle, and I'm close to Odom. And Odom says to me, oh, he wants us to get her up. I said, huh? I said, she says he wants us to pick him up. So I turned over, I said to her, I said, I'm not touching her like that. So I walked away. I turned my back on the altar, on the seeker, on Odom, and I went over towards the benches, right? Sort of like to where Michelle was sitting. So Odom moved too. Odom went and sat on the first bench. I was standing by the second bench, behind the second bench. Cheryl was standing there for a little while, and Cheryl went and sat down. I guess she said, I ain't staying here. Everybody else left, I'm leaving too. So now the girl is just calling Jesus, all by herself. Nobody's over her. Nobody ain't saying that. Nobody ain't moving. It's like everybody is just sitting there like, what is she doing? I never saw that before. So I'm standing there, and I realized that people is like on lockdown. They don't want to move. So I got the fan in my hand, and I'm fanning the fan, and I'm like just praying, and I'm saying, just saying, Jesus, help Lord. I walked back over to my bench where my bag was, and I walked back towards the other bench. I'm still saying, help Lord, whatever, right? So I see her, because when you tarry, when you cry, a lot of, I'm gonna be like vivid. A lot of snots come out the mouth. A lot of snots come out the mouth. A lot of snots come out the nose. Spit come out your mouth and stuff like that, right? So, once I saw that happening, and I know Cheryl was behind her, so she didn't really, I guess she couldn't really see her because she was sitting down. She had done sat down and stuff like that. So I walked over to Cheryl, and I told Cheryl, well, give me some tissue. So Cheryl got up, got the tissue, and was going to give it to me, right? So upon doing that, the leader yelled out and said, leave her alone. So I didn't look at him. I just kept looking at Cheryl. And Cheryl was looking at me like, in other words, to say, okay, so you still want the tissue? Because I got the tissue. So I'll be honest, I still was going to get the tissue and wipe her mouth. Because I really wasn't going over to her to like work with her. I just was going to wipe her mouth. So I'll be honest, I really didn't pay him any mind because I was thinking that he was saying leave her alone in reference to don't go over there and don't go work with her. Which that part was confusing to me. I didn't understand. But I was going to be obedient and not bother her, but I was going to wipe her face. But he called out my name. And he said, Sister Jordan, leave her alone. So I looked up at him. He said, leave her alone. I turned around, looked at Cheryl. Cheryl sat back down. I already had my fan. I walked over to where my bag was. I picked up my bag. I think I had my phone outside my bag. I picked up all my phone, my cord, all that. And I put it in my bag. And I watched. And I walked to, I got my bag and all that stuff, and I went downstairs. I said to myself, the reason why I went downstairs, I said, I'm not going to be in that mess. I'm not being in that. There's no way I can sit knowing that I'm an evangelist. My job is to get souls. You see what I'm saying? So there's no way I can sit up there and see this girl on the altar. Maybe everybody else could sit there. You see what I'm saying? Because people don't do nothing anyway. I really take things to heart. When somebody's on the altar, I take it to heart. I'm feeling their pain because I know the struggle when you down there tarrying. And especially it's a big struggle when you tarrying and nobody ain't saying nothing to you. Because you kind of like, that's kind of like your strength to hear people helping you through. But Michelle was doing it. Michelle didn't care. When me and her was talking about it, she was like, well, I ain't even noticed. She said, I ain't hear nothing. I ain't even noticed nothing about it. I ain't hear Bishop say, leave me alone or nothing. So that was good. God had took her out from herself where she couldn't even hear what was going on. So I went again. Now I'm downstairs. One of the sisters upstairs, you probably heard me say her name before, Kershaw. She came downstairs, whatever, and because I was in the corner, and she was like telling me what went down. And she said that the men, Bishop told them to get her up, and the men went to go get her up, and she just went berserk. She said she started fighting and stuff, hitting them. And then she went over to him and started pointing at Bishop, at my leader, at the bishop, pointing at him, pointing. And I guess in her tarrying mode, I didn't really know she was speaking in tongues, but I had went upstairs because I thought they was finished, and I heard her like doing that. So I said, nope, I'm not going upstairs. I'm going downstairs. I'm gonna stay downstairs because my thing is that I'm not saying that nobody can speak that quick, but I don't want nobody to make a final judgment based on my facial expression. And being that I can't be around her or do anything or help her, so now she up there speaking in tongues, I can't say nothing. So I had to be obedient. So my obedience kept me from being up there. So I didn't see a lot of things that went down. So the lady was telling me, Sister Kershaw was telling me all about how it went down and everything. So I was like, okay. Elizabeth, come here. You wet?
I'm just wetting my pull-up.
Okay. All right, watch the rope.
Okay.
Go ahead, go play. So, I'm going to go inside. Too many people in the park. Okay, at least we 6 feet apart, so it don't matter. So now, when I did go back upstairs, they were doing the offering. So I said, okay, she must be up. I get upstairs, she's still downstairs, and I'm getting ready to go. I'm going to finish this story in the house. Come on, baby.